The Anthonij Rupert wine portfolio includes a number of sites throughout the wine-growing regions of southern Africa, each uniquely suited to the wine produced there. L'Omarin was granted to Jean Roy, a French Huguenot, in 1694. The property changed hands a number of times before Dr. Anthonij Rupert acquired it in 1969 for his youngest son, Anthonij. Anthonij cultivated the slopes of the Groot Drakensberg Mountains, where the granite soils are well suited to robust red varietals. A practice his brother Wijne Rupert continued when he took over the property in 2003, after Anthonij's tragic passing. A number of years later, Wijne Rupert also purchased the neighbouring Graham-Beck property, La Garonne, effectively expanding their Franschhoek holdings. Ultima is set in the isolated valley of Elandskloof, just north of Verliesdorp. 5 kilometers wide, it is surrounded by steep mountains rising 1 kilometer from the valley floor, with the highest vineyard planted 878 meters above sea level. Riebeeksrivier is situated on the slopes of Kasteelberg, Castle Mountain, overlooking the Swartland. The dry climate and deep shale soils of the Swartland create optimum growing conditions for a range of Rhone-style varietals, and is the site of 20 and 30-year-old Chenin Blanc bush vine and Sanson. The aspect, soil and altitude of the various slopes of Kasteelberg vary greatly, making it an intriguing site to make wine. The high clay content, combined with Malmesbury shale, offering the perfect growing conditions for rich red flavor profiles. Ruderust, the workhorse of the 4 properties, situated 13 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean, with a staggering 120 hectares under vine, produces a large majority of the required grapes. We've spent a year in these vineyards documenting the journey from vine to glass. Let us take you there. As the winter thaws, pruning begins, preparing the vines for the task at hand. It is here that the vines first start to bud as winter turns to spring. With the arrival of a new season, flowering begins. White grape varietals ripen first. Meanwhile, the red grapes are undergoing veraison, the changing color of the grapes indicating the progress of the ripening process. Once the harvest date is set, the action is irreversible. The grapes are picked early morning by hand and placed into small 7-kilogram lug boxes before being transported to the cellar. Once in the cellar, the process of winemaking takes over, sorting, pressing, and transporting the juice into a selection of stainless steel and French oak tanks as soon as possible for fermentation to begin. The type of tank determined by varietal. Once the red grape varietals are ready for harvest, quick action is taken to transport them to the Anthonij Rupert cellar, one of the most technically advanced gravity-fed cellars on the continent. In the cellar, optical and hand sorting occurs to ensure only the best grapes go to barrel. Gravity takes care of the rest, as the one-of-a-kind mechanical flywheel rations out the various grapes into either stainless steel or oak tanks, depending on varietal and preferred style. Once fermentation has occurred, the various red wines are barrel-aged in a cavernous, temperature-controlled cellar to ensure only the truest expression of terroir is bottled. The Anthonij Rupert stable of brands includes our flagship range, Anthonij Rupert, our Old Vines range, Cape of Good Hope, our homage to Italy, Terra del Capo, our MCC range, L'Omarin, our premium Provençal-style rosé, Jean Roy, and our innovative Protea range. Quality is not a set destination, it is a constant journey.